Welcome back to Great Day St. Louis. By 2030, every member of the baby boomer generation will be at least 65 years old, which is the age group at greatest risk for dementia. And caring for someone with dementia can be incredibly meaningful, but it can also be incredibly overwhelming. Luckily, there is an organization based here in St. Louis that has a program devoted to supporting people living with dementia as well as their caregivers. The organization is EverTrue, and the program is called Guide. Joining us today to talk about the EverTrue Guide program, we have Bethany Goff, director of EverTrue Guide, and Alyssa Knight, a licensed master social worker at EverTrue. So Bethany, let's start with you. Can you just give us an overview of what this Guide program is?
Absolutely. So Guide stands for Guiding an Improved Dementia Experience, and it's a program offered through the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. It's a no-cost Medicare benefit for those that are eligible, and it has a few goals. One is to improve the life for the individual with the dementia diagnosis, but what's unique about it is it's also providing services to support the caregivers. So as you said, we know being a caregiver for someone with dementia can be very overwhelming, although rewarding, and so this program is really to give them that support that they need, because they're also juggling their own families, work schedules, in addition to their caregiving responsibilities. And what we find is caregivers often don't reach out for help, but even if they want to, they don't really know where to reach out for help. So that's exactly what the Guide program can do. We're there to help support the caregivers so that they have the tools and resources to take care of their loved one.
It's such a great resource, because I think people who are facing this for the first time, they feel like they're expected to know all the answers. And it's like, why would you? You've never done this before.
Yes.
You know, we're navigating this together for the first time, but with the help of Guide, it can be easier, or at least have some direction. So Alyssa, as your experience as a care navigator, what are some of the most surprising challenges that people might not even realize comes along with caring for a loved one with dementia?
Yeah, I would say we hear a lot from our caregivers that they feel like they don't necessarily get any downtime or personal time. They're caring for a loved one who does have that progressive disease, so they are constantly in tune to their needs and changes and not putting that care and attention on themselves. So when you feel like you have to be on or available all the time, you can start to feel maybe frustrated in your role, fatigued, maybe guilty you're still not doing enough, and just not sure where to turn to next. And so at EverTrue, through the Guide program, we don't want it to be where we're just providing information, but we want it to be a meaningful partnership with our caregivers. So meeting them wherever they're at on their caregiver journey and making sure they feel supported as they navigate some of those changes. And some things that we're doing for that are we have monthly check-ins with the care navigator, either with the individual who has the dementia diagnosis, depending on where they're at in their disease progression, or their primary caregiver. So all of our care navigators at EverTrue are that licensed master's level social worker. So our role is to support families in having some of those more difficult conversations. So that could be about advanced care directives, maybe exploring different levels of care, things like that for their loved one. We also have a 24/7 line available, so at any time caregivers can call in and share an emotion or an experience that they're going through, and a Guide team member is available to provide that listening ear and any comfort we can in that moment. And we've also partnered with an agency called Trualta. So they are an online platform that offers resources and some of those solution-based tips and tricks for how to navigate the daily challenges. Maybe it's shower assistance, medication reminders, things like that. And so they are able to meet in webinars, support groups, one-on-one care coaching, and even a forum for caregivers to talk to one another. So trying to meet them wherever they're at.
You've covered so much. There's so many touch points, but for someone who's watching this morning and they're already feeling overwhelmed, what's the first step? What's the first step that they can take? Where do they start?
Yes. Well, first, it's important to know that caregiver stress can present itself many different ways. So it can be loss of appetite, changes in sleep patterns, feeling fatigued, withdrawing from things that used to bring them joy, not taking care of their own health. We see that a lot. And in general, just not taking care of their own needs like they used to. And I think with our caregivers, sometimes they see that as, if they're overwhelmed, that they're not doing a good job. But we are here to let them know you are doing a great job. It is completely normal to feel overwhelmed if you are a caregiver for someone with dementia, that you just need help.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what our team is here for. So I feel like if there's any caregivers watching today, really the message is just reach out to us, just talk with us, share your story. Let's see if this is a service that you're eligible for and that we can help get you connected and get you the help that you need.
Bethany and Alyssa, thank you so much for being here today. This is a conversation that I think impacts so many people. So if you or a loved one is navigating a dementia diagnosis, EverTrue Guide is a free program for people living with dementia and their caregivers. Learn if you or your loved one is eligible for guide services through EverTrue anywhere by call 314-597-8012 or visit evertrueguide.org. That's evertrueguide.org.